Hi, this is Pam, Pam's Paper Place. Thanks for stopping by. Somebody had an interest in how you make the covers, like these cloth type fabric squishy journals that I just recently made. And I think I'll show a little bit how I make this, somewhat. So I have this beautiful upholstery fabric. This was thrifted, and then I have some fabric from when I used to quilt, so I think I'll use this cotton fabric for the inside like I did here. There. So all I did was, and I also have, so you'll need two fabrics, and I thrifted this too, so I'm sorry I don't know the name brand, but it's just a like a batting that you would use for quilting. You know, I think it comes maybe in a roll, but I thrifted it. I got it at the thrift store, so I'm not sure. And I just cut it 8 by 13, 8 by 13 wide, and I just got my piece here. This is so pretty on this side too, but I think I'll use that side. And then just check to see if there's a, up or down to it, which I don't think it will be with this floral. Then I might just kind of like that edging here. It's just kind of a frayed edge. So I think I'll just put it down here like that, and I'll let this be part of the edging that'll come down. And I just glue it with some Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac, whatever you might have, and then I'm going to sew over it also. I'll show you that in a minute. First, we'll just glue down the whole thing. I'll do that in a minute. Don't want to bore you. Just, do that step, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have it glued. I guess you don't want it too much on the edges because we're going to sew it, but I'm going to put this, let's put it over here. And I'm just going to let a little of this frayed edge here, because I put different things there, so on the edge. I think that's how I like it. And then I'll just take my other piece, and I'm going to cut this to 13 by 8, and I'll come back and we'll glue that. Okay, I cut my other inside fabric, which is 13 by 8, and we'll just do the same, maybe keeping away from the edge with the glue if we're going to sew that. Okay, I have this little batting glued, trying to stay a little bit away from the edge so we can sew without getting the sewing machine clogged up with glue. And we'll just line this up the best that we can. I don't know what's in this Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac, but it also feels cool. The gluing was, I don't know what it does. So then, it helps to have a good pair of scissors. We will cut this out. And do I want a little fray to the top of this edge? I think I'll just cut it even. And then we'll cut it here. And then we can use this for something later. I'm going to cut this here on this side. And then I'm going to keep this as the bottom here, this little fringy part. If you don't have the fringe, that doesn't matter. And then, so then we close it. We're going to have a beautiful, soft cover. And like I did here, I'm going to sew, I have some pom-poms. I think I'll sew that along here. And then I also just got a bunch of fibers. You don't have to do this part, but for this type of journal I did, because it's a kind of garden journal, so I wanted different trims. So I just take whatever fibers that I have and I'll just twist them and then zigzag, and I'll do my pom-poms here, and then here I'll just do different trims and zigzag it. So I'm going to do pom-poms here on this edge and this edge, and then I'm going to do different fibers, and I'm going to do a zigzag all around. So I'll do that step and be back. Okay, just sewed, zigzagged the little pom-poms here. Trim that off. You can put whatever you want. It doesn't have to be pom-poms, of course. And now we're going to do the top and bottom, and I just picked some fibers that I thought would be pretty. That I've thrifted these. I don't have a brand. They're just thrifted yarns and different little fibers. You could do eyelash trim. Got this pretty fuzzy. So I just thought those colors look real pretty together. And when I zigzag, I'll just incorporate little bits and pieces as I zigzag. Here and there I'll just cut off a few things, and I'll make them into small pieces, and then I'll just cut them as I go and sew them. Did a couple of these, and then I'll just cut these up in bits to zigzag into the edge of the top and the bottom. It's a pretty color. It's one of my favorite colors. Then maybe a little of this greenish fibery type yarnish look. Just whatever you have or whatever you can find. Go to a thrift store and they usually have lots of yarns or things too. Okay, I think I got a good little bunch here. Maybe I need a little more of this. No real science to it. Just have fun. So I'm going to take this zigzag along here, and then I'll just add a little piece, zigzag it, and then you can trim it up later. All right, I'll return. Okay, and the top part I just twisted some yarns, 2 yarns, and then I sewed across the top. And then I left some hang here, left some dangles here. And this is not totally filled in, but it's just, you know, you can come back and you can add leaves, you can add more little bits, you can hot glue them in, you could Fabri-Tac them. I personally like hot glue. So you can come back. You could add buttons, whatever you want. So not too many times have I done, you know, something and it couldn't be like fixed if you didn't totally like it. So this can all be filled in more. Got a couple pieces here. Looks like it could be a little more full here. Maybe here. Let's see, what else could we put? We could put a little more of this here. You could come back, you could have buttons, you could add flowers, leaves. I'm going to add some leaves to this side. But first I'm going to put my pockets next. So measure out, before I had a lace piece, I'm not sure what I might have. So cut it to 13 to about 4, 13 wide by 4, like a big lace or fabric, whatever you want here. And we'll do that part next. Okay, I gathered some little leaves. I used to do wreaths, so let's, you know, I have leftover flowers from that. I did, now that you know, you get rid of stuff, and of course, you wish you hadn't. Well, yeah, I got rid of tons and tons of this stuff. So I'm just going to cut off some of these flowers, or leaves, from this. You can also find flowers at thrift stores, or take apart a wreath. This is also the it was a bottom of a curtain. What's the right side? So hard to tell sometimes. I think that's the right side. So I'm going to use this for my pocket. And I will glue that down, and then I'll have this edge here. But before I do that, I'm going to add my leaves here, and then we'll put this over. And then when it's folded, you'll have 2 pockets. So set that aside. And I have some more leaves. Sometimes it's nice to just have a little variety of different leaves. Let's cut this with these scissors. So I have this size here, and then there's a bigger one I don't know how big I want, but let's go with this maybe. Might be too big, but we'll see. And then we got this. You got 3 leaves in this one that I pulled off. It's not going to cut with that. All different leaves. I think I have some of those. Oh, these are pretty. Maybe a little variety of color. I think I'll cut off just that little tip there. Here, let's use, let's see here, this little jewelry cutter. Just to take that little end off. These are wired. You could pull the whole wire off if you wanted, but you know, I think I will because that might be a little pokey. Yeah, these are pretty. They got just a little touch of gold or brown at the end. Fun. I love this type of journal, nature, fairy, garden. I just love them all. I get bored easily, so that's what's nice about junk journals or journals, is that you can pick a different theme. You know, maybe you want to do a binder journal or a little golden book journal, or you know, if you get bored. And then I haven't done too many soft covers. Now I'm kind of liking that, so that's fun. Okay, we have a variety of leaves, and the bottom of this will just, and I'll put the pretty side to the front. If there's a difference, yeah, I think there is in the leaf. So when you see it from this side, you're going to see the pretty side of the leaf. I think I'll start with one of these big ones toward the middle here. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Good morning, folks. Top of the morning. Okay. Well, I think, and you know what, I also, when I did this, I took some of this and I would add that in front of the leaves just for a little more. More texture and prettiness. So I'll put maybe a couple of these or to the front of this, and then glue it down so it's going to look like this. So let's just do that. This is the front of the leaf. Put a little dab of hot glue there. Very carefully. I do have a little, some kind of silicone thing I should be probably using. And then I'm just going to turn it this way, and I think I'll put it toward the middle-ish. Just glue. You don't want the glue showing on the other side, so maybe put it up just a bit. And as you can see, you can kind of see one of the leaves coming down. And maybe I want to add some of this. Oops, I got a little bit more of these little fuzzies. Maybe I'll add a little fuzzy in one of these greens. I think I'm going to go like this with a 3 here, and then I'll fill them in. So we'll put this to the front. here. Just, you don't want to get burned. Like that. And then we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna glue it, turn it around, and put it right there. That's hot. Yep. And then we'll be covering this up with our, panel there for pockets. So here's another one we'll do. Just have fun. Don't make it perfect. Just make it whimsical. Yeah, hot. Okay, let's see now. Maybe we'll fill it in with these. You could lay it out too how you want it. Maybe you'll start like that. Okay, let's do this one. Maybe I'll just do a little bit because this is a smaller leaf. Put that right there. I need to get some more. I'm not burning my finger. You can use Fix, Tack. I just find this holds better for me personally. You can speed through this if it's, boring. Maybe you want to see me do it the whole way, so I'll just continue. Let's see what we're getting on this side. Oh yeah, it's fun. Look at that. And then I'll fill it in more. Let's keep going. That's the right side. So I hope you have a great week. What is today? Today is Wednesday. When you're retired, it's kind of hard to remember what day it is sometimes. But I had my granddaughter in London yesterday, so I know that was Tuesday. We have fun. She has a big imagination. She's so cute. Just turned 8 this month. Ooh, hot. Okay, I'm going to continue on. Just put a couple more leaves here and I'll show you what I have. All right, I've added all my leaves to the bottom. So you can just see a little bit of them poking out. And I can trim these up later, and I'm going to add more. Here I may add buttons, just whatever you want. You could add a button to the top of that. So you just have your fun little leaves poking out. So we did that, and right here you can kind of see where it's coming up here. You know, when you sewed, you can just put some Fabrifix on there and it will come down, and if you don't like that, you can put some trimmer on the edge. I don't mind it. This is the type of journal. It's, you know, just organic, nature themed. So that'll just put that right down there. So you can do that. Oh, and then we're gonna put this down. You can use Fabri-Tac. I just find hot glue works better. Do what you want. I think that's the right way. And just want a little bit of this coming down. How far? Yeah, that looks pretty. Really pretty. Yay. I like it. Let's see. Maybe a little bit farther down. Okay, and then I'll start on one edge here. Hot glue. You can trim this edge later too. Lay it down. You can trim that more if you'd like. And I think I'll go about halfway. And we can put some trim over that too if you want, but I like it how it is. I'm liking it. Just don't want to burn my hands. And that is very sturdy. It's not coming up. And then we'll do this here up to there. And we could cut that off too. Trim it a little bit there. So now we got our pockets. So when you fold it, we will have this. I love it. Fun, whimsical. Yes. So we did that much today, and I'll show you my selection of papers next, and then sewing them in. Alrighty, have a great day. Bye-bye.